Firstly, we congratulate Brent Council on its fantastic decision to twin with the Palestinian city of Nablus. We are delighted to have welcomed our first visitor to Brent from Nablus since the twinning this very week. As you know, more than 2,000 Brent people have signed our petition calling for divestment of Brent pension funds from companies complicit in Israel's oppression and war crimes against Palestinians. And in recent weeks, 363 have emailed the Pensions Committee asking you to implement our 6 divestment asks from our last deputation in February. Since February, we have seen notable boycotting and divestment wins. Peterborough Council became the 11th council to commit to support divestment, and the Co-op supermarket today announced that it will implement the motion passed at its AGM last month by ending the sourcing of products from Israel. A recent poll showed that 57% of the public want a full arms embargo on Israel. We realise that divestment will not happen instantly, especially where investments are held through passive funds. However, the Council can still make a commitment that it will begin a process to divest. Several LGPS funds have already made this commitment, despite holding some investments in passive index tracking funds. LGPS funds have previously requested that fund managers make alterations to passive indexes. For example, the Royal Borough of Kensington and Chelsea Pension Fund amended its passive investments held with 2 fund managers in order to divest from companies associated with the Grenfell Tower tragedy. And it took just 1 month for that to be set up. And despite the challenges of passive investment, LGPS funds have made commitments to divest from companies involved in climate destruction, with over half of LGPS funds having a net zero target or ambition. So ethical funds can be diversified and do not compromise the Council's fiduciary duty. We are simply asking Brent Council to make a similar commitment for companies enabling Israel's genocide. This has never been more urgent, not least because the UN experts have warned financial institutions, including pension funds, that investment in companies providing Israel with weapons or military technology could lead to repercussions for complicity in potential atrocity crimes. We recognise that the government requires LGPS funds to switch to the London Collective Investment Vehicle, or LCIV, the pooled fund, by March 2026. Palestinians do not have that long. As an existing council in the LCIV, we ask that you actively use your decision-making power now to ensure that the Pepper Value Fund has strong ethical criteria and zero complicity in Israel's human rights abuses and war crimes, as other councils on the LCIV are doing, as per one of our 6 asks at our deputation in February. Brent Council made a commitment to divest during South African apartheid. That action